Right at it. Right at it. Oh, he's done it again. Just as he did at the John Deere for his first win.
Welcome to episode 107 of the Go Get That podcast. Special week for the podcast. We are back. Probably talk a little bit Pebble Beach here. And then obviously it is the People's Open Week in Scottsdale. And we have one of our own that has been on the grounds already. We're recording this Tuesday night, was there yesterday. We'll be there the whole week. And you're going to get, I guess, kind of an inside look at what it is to be a media member. Bob got the media badge this week. You get full access, right?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's basically full access. I mean, the thing about having a badge is whether you can be there or not, everyone that can tell you no is a volunteer and probably doesn't care enough to tell you no. So it's pretty easy to get in anywhere you want. The media center is great. It's known for having one of the best media centers. It's basically in the basement of the clubhouse. Very cool area. I mean, we sat next to one of our favorite, Dan Rappaport, today. We're gonna try and get a segment because thankfully the people I've been doing it with this week share some of the same thoughts that we do on Rappaport, and we're begging to, in a serious matter, ask him to explain the cut. That is our goal for the week. We really want to make him have to explain the cut, which he did on Full Swing, and that's his claim to fame. So yeah, but yeah, just like being around those people. Claire Rogers was there today, which was pretty cool. Just a lot of the people that like we see on golf Twitter. Nobody knows who I am because I live behind an alias, essentially. I guess a little less recently, but it was cool. I expect to see a lot of people that know me just through the account over the week, just because this is always one of the events where a lot more of my followers are at. So I don't expect that to change this week. I mean, yeah, we're allowed inside the ropes on practice round, which is pretty cool. So I walked the course today. Got to have a short interaction with Mr. Greller, but I'm hoping to talk to him later in the week. Definitely didn't want to bother either of them yesterday. Today I would have maybe bothered Spieth if I got the chance, but as soon as the weather was prohibiting him from doing his job, he left the course. So there was not much Spieth out there today. Greller was hard at work as he always is. He walked the front nine yesterday, walked the back nine today. Tomorrow they're off at 9 a.m. Not sure how much of that round I'll see. Depends on what we're doing for school. Thursday through Sunday, I'll be completely dedicated to following all 72 holes of Mr. Spieth, hoping 72 holes of Mr. Spieth.
Sure.
But yeah, tomorrow I hope to get at least enough. He's an afternoon person, so I expect him even after maybe to come back out in the evening and putt maybe at the range. He's really not a morning person. And again, if he doesn't want to show up at 9 o'clock tomorrow, he doesn't have to. Like the Pro-Am is really at the players. Like if the Pro-Am tee times are only from 8:30 to 10:30. So like if the players want to go off at 1, they can go off at 1. Like no one's gonna, again, the players dictate that. Spieth is never on time for his interviews. It was very funny to see how Thomas wasn't today, but all of the like no names were on there on the dot in the media room. So that was one thing I noticed. And yeah, it's cool. Like that's like a job that's something that I'm interested in the future. So getting that sort of access and obviously just like talking about golf is pretty cool because I love talking about golf, and I truly believe that I've watched as much golf in the last 5-6 years as anyone in that room. Truly, I truly believe that. I maybe more. Like I mean, I watch at least 72 holes of golf every week that Spieth plays, and then you have to incorporate the Sundays where I'm watching other people and all of that. I mean, we watch so much golf.
Too much golf.
So yeah, I truly believe that I'm I'm pretty educated on the PGA Tour, and it's just cool to be in an environment where like that education is pretty noticed. Like it was cool because I was there with Blaze Radio, which is ASU radio station, and there's only one golf show on Blaze Radio, and they obviously get they're doing their show Sunday. So the two shows been on the last 2 days, I'm not on normally. I just came on as like a golf guy because they were not specifically golf shows. And it was just cool being someone that knew enough to give almost a half professional opinion, um, which is which is a pretty cool thing. I've really enjoyed that. We've talked a lot. I've talked too much live this week at the waste management. Um, because that's such a cool thing. But I don't want to. I'm sick of talking about live, um, for the weeks being. But yeah, I'm excited for the week to come. Again, I think I like Spieth's chances on this course. I mean, last year I didn't think he played like all that well, but he finished T6. He didn't make any putts. He played some pretty low T golf, but we'll we'll see. He's put some good numbers up here, but he's put some bad. Like it's a course that he's had his ups and downs at. So, but I like his chances. I think this is a course where he can win at, and I truly do believe he will win at by the end of his career. I put it up there with the with some of the with the API as one of those courses where I truly do believe he'll win at before the end of his career. So yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the week. Tomorrow will be really cool just because of all the people that I'm going to be interviewing. Even if I don't get to do it personally, I'll get to watch some of my coworkers do it. I mean, I'm obviously a freshman, so I have to take the back seat at times. But again, I'm going to the waste management for free. That's the coolest part, and just getting media access all week is just a bonus. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, super cool experience. Really, really cool. Kind of jealous as an econ major who's sitting in class, these
Yeah,
five days
I've
this
gotten a
week
bunch of those texts
doing
this week
doing some
actually.
work,
Yeah.
and then yeah, but super super pumped for you. Such a cool event to have it at too.
Oh,
It's
it's
not,
so different.
yeah, exactly. It's not your typical tour event. It's
Yeah.
golf but
The thing
louder, if I could say
the
that.
the thing I've noticed is that people truly look at it as like a frat event, like genuinely. Like I have plenty of friends who are in fraternities who are of legal age who went yesterday literally just to get drunk and walk the golf course. Um like they legitimately partied and it was a Monday when they know nothing about golf. They just went and because it's pretty cool that they give free access on Monday, Tuesday. That's pretty cool. You don't have to buy tickets on Monday or Tuesday, which is really cool. So you can just walk in on Monday and Tuesday. Obviously, I mean, the best part about the media access is the free food because the amount of $15 cheeseburgers I bought over my years at PJ Tour events is ungodly. So it's really nice to get the media lunch. And shout out Mary for she was able to get me a sandwich in the in the members tent today, which is pretty nice. The free food is a bonus because I spend all my money on in the merch tent on Monday. I got this really cool Under Armour polo, which has the waste management logo. I got one other Q-zip. I know I sent you the pictures, Jordan. If you want anything, you
Yeah.
can let me know. But yeah, it's a different atmosphere. Like this is like golf is not the main priority, at least Monday through Wednesday. We'll see about Thursday. Definitely Saturday. Saturday is like the known day. That's that's crazy here because like waste management uh does stuff with the um fraternities and sororities and the Greek life here at ASU. So they all go. Like they all take party buses there. It's why a ticket to Thursday is $50, a ticket to Sunday is $100, and a ticket to Saturday is $350. Um, so there's legitimately I can't even put a number on the amount of people that will be going that are from frats and sororities on Saturday. I'm really interested to see how crazy it gets because I know I've heard stories. I mean, we all see the videos online that are of people like jumping into the water and falling over. Like, I'm interested to see that, especially from a professional perspective, just because I'll have that badge all week, just to like Like I feel like people definitely like would look at me like even though I'm literally a nobody, like it's just like it's cool that people look at me like, "Oh yeah, he can get like here and we can't." Like it's just cool that like people look at me in a professional way, you know what I mean?
No, that's cool. I mean, no, that's
Yeah.
it's super cool that you obviously have the access and yeah, again at that event. It's just it seems like Scottsdale more than like any other city really comes together for the waste management. I assume
Yeah.
probably because it's a lot of younger people, so I assume that has a lot to do with it, but
Yeah.
it's
I
just
also
super
feel like
sick.
most PGA Tour tournaments like sort of try and target like the young like the 8 to 15 range. This definitely targets the 16 to 25 range. There's no like kid zones that you'll see at like the Travelers, like for 8-year-olds. Like this is for college students. Like this is like a place where you'd go on a buddy's trip to. And it's just really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. But yeah, getting into I guess Jordan's chances this week, you kind of said it. Pretty optimistic. I'd say I am too. I mean, the putter worries me. Guess we
It
didn't have
is.
a
He
re
didn't look great on the putting greens.
we never recap for Pebble, but Pebble obviously on the greens was a disaster pretty much every day. And the numbers at Scottsdale historically, besides really 2021, haven't been very good. So yeah, I'm obviously confident with the ball striking. Really, no concerns there from a driver, iron. I mean, even the wedges won't have as many this week as you had at Pebble. Will be more irons. Short game, obviously, not
Mhm.
a worry. We get one club to really cooperate. I think I like our chances, and it'd be pretty darn cool to have Sunday contention with you there in person watching.
Yeah, the thing about this tournament that I was kind of scared about was just the amount of people. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get away with just like even on tournament days, like being like an arm's length inside the ropes. I'm pretty sure I could get away with that. And even that, the walking of the course is very easy. Um, I won't have to necessarily skip 17 because there's actually a media tent that's like under like a bunch of like plants in the desert in the middle of 16 for like photographers that I can get into so I can see them on the green. I
That's
You
super
can't
cool.
see the tee shot from there, but at least I won't be completely oblivious and just have to skip 16 altogether because there will be no seating for me. And there's no standing room only in there. But at least I'll be able to like just like know what's going on. I'll have to rush to 17. But like the walking of the course is very easy. I know we both complained about I mean it's not this course was made for a
Yeah,
tournament, obviously, which the country club wasn't, but the country club was a tough walk. There was a lot of weird like paths, like a lot of walks to holes, a lot of like you have to walk back around a par three to get to the next hole because you couldn't like there it was definitely it wasn't easy, it wasn't very easy for people like us who were following a specific group. This course is definitely a lot easier. So I should be able to see unless Jordan Spieth's like in the final group on Sunday where it would be packed, I should be able to see basically every shot with no problem.
that's
So
nice.
we'll see. Yeah, the course in general, I mean, he looked really comfortable with every club but the driver on the range. He was missing both directions, which wasn't amazing. But again, it's only Tuesday. Like tomorrow, like I'm more interested to see how he practices tomorrow,
Yeah,
how he plays in the pro am. I'll definitely catch at least 9 holes. Uh, if he even plays more than that. I would definitely hate to see him go into this week without playing a side, but I'd assume he probably plays 18 tomorrow.
at least 9. Yeah, I'd assume so.
Because he didn't play today, which I was a little surprised about, um,
That's kind of surprising.
but yeah, it was his round got rained out. His round got rained out, sprinkled out. I'd say sprinkled out,
I was gonna
but
say, I mean, it's not like it was, perfect conditions
sprinkled
at
out.
Pebble
Sprinkled.
last week.
Well, David Lipsky was out there. He was out there. Um, Lipsky made a 30 footer on 18 today, which is
Oh
uh,
man.
yeah. Congrats, by the way, on the hard work to Lipsky. Yeah. And McCormick, of course.
Cam's out there, yeah. It's
Mhm.
super it's cool though. I think for the pod it's cool to have, a media.
Oh yeah.
I know you're obviously there on behalf of ASU Blaze Radio, I believe, correct?
Yeah.
But in my heart, Dan's heart, I'm sure Dan will be with us shortly. The Go Get That podcast is represented at TPC Scottsdale as
Yes,
well,
it
which
is.
is pretty
It
cool.
is. No, yes, absolutely. I mean, this is where it all began. And honestly, I think the coolest part is just how close you can get to the players on the range. And
I
the
did
putting
see that
green.
in one of your videos. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like I
How
can get all the way up to basically the caddy, essentially.
that's cool.
So that's pretty cool because the range is pretty far back. So I wouldn't be able to get many good swing videos if I wasn't able to get on the range.
That's sick.
But even the putting green, like I have full access to the practice facility, so I can go anywhere there, which is pretty cool.
Speaking of Dan,
Um,
a new joiner, huh? Daniel. Oh
well
shit, I'm
done.
the only one without a Spieth hat. This is not good.
Mm.
I need the hat probably more than anyone else with all
Yeah,
this.
you could. Yeah, yesterday I was on the putting green. I was standing. This was like when I sent that, like when Spieth was the last one on the putting green. It was me and like three other guys I was there with, but they knew I was all there for Spieth, so they came with me when the day was over, and I just went to watch him putt. And Spieth and Greller just could not stop looking at me because I just looked like a complete fanboy decked out in Under Armour, and I could tell that that's what they were looking at because like they were just like, this guy is clearly here to watch you.
Yeah, you
And
would think they're thinking that's why Under Armour pays me so much. So
well, yes, of course. But so yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm sure he'll notice me throughout the week because I plan on being around Speaky quite a bit. Hopefully for not 36, but 72.
36 and we have problems.
That would be really bad because, like it or not, this field is not very good. This is probably the weakest waste management field in a long time. So,
Not bad
this
though.
would
It's
this would be a oh, it's not bad, but it's bad for the tournament. It's just because it got stuck next to Pebble signature,
no
so
signature this year,
it got
yeah.
sandwiched, yeah, in between two sigs. So
Happens. Hello, Dan, though. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Dan. You probably heard me, seen me before. I'm excited to be here. I
Happy to
apologize for
have
being
you.
late.
Mm.
It was
That's-
raining, and as Jay Spieth would do, I went to the clubhouse for the first 20 minutes. Um, so yeah, I'm glad. I'm excited. I think this is it's obviously a fun week, Bob. It's so cool that you're
yeah,
on site for the entire week. I hope the weather gets a little bit better. I know the next 2 days don't
I don't
great.
personally. I am all for 60 degrees and drizzling. It is
Okay.
so much easier to deal with that because me being from where I am, that's nothing.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful that I put my Q zip on and I was comfortable the entire day. And it was raining a lot harder today than it will be the rest of the week. I am not rooting for the 75 and sunny at all.
Okay. Good.
So
Don't blame
I
you.
as someone just because I'll of course this we'll get into this in the Masters with two S's preview. I could be in a little bit better shape. So the huffing and puffing definitely comes out when it's 75 and sunny. It's a lot
Yeah.
better when it's this temperature. And plus not there are some people like Jay Spieth who melt when the rain falls. So they don't that's less people out on the course, which is always good.
Yeah.
I second that. When it was the same in Liverpool. It was cool. The only problem was you wear long pants. I had shorts on every day. So it got
Yeah,
chilly and it was pouring on Sunday. But
I have to wear long pants, even though I probably would anyway, because I don't really own golf shorts. So
gotcha.
yeah. But
Interesting. Well, so you probably filled the folks in on what you've seen over the Monday, Tuesday.
we've talked a bit. We've talked mostly just about the atmosphere of the tournament. If you have anything that you wanted me to touch on, I can. But
No, I guess I just feel excited. I know last week Golf Twitter was on Spieth J to return to the winner's circle. Obviously didn't happen. T39 at Pebble. But I mean, did you guys get into kind of the Pebble performance at all, or is this more
A little
been
bit. Touched on it a
a
little
little
a
bit.
little bit. We
It was nice to see improvement every day. I think that's a fair assessment.
yeah. It was nice to see he's positive about his finish at Pebble on Instagram. That
Yeah,
was nice.
yeah, but that's always nice. Anytime you get AT&T to donate 150 grand, that's a good week.
Nice little drop in the
Um,
bucket.
Yeah, I guess I should rephrase by saying
Should we make it minus 30K if he bogeys from now on? I feel like that would help the cause. He'd make less bogeys if it came out of his own pockets. I feel like
maybe.
bogeys should come out of his own pocket.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a ton of bogeys last week. It was more just
Bars.
couldn't hit a
A
wedge
lot of
shot in
parts.
20 feet. He golfed his ball pretty well last week. He did not putt his ball very well last week. And that's
Well said.
the leaving. Honestly, the stroke looked great outside of 10 feet. Everything was just short, which is ridiculous that he can't adjust. But
Yeah.
I feel confident that he'll, still fill it up from range.
I can touch on the putting stroke if you'd like, from what I've
Okay,
seen.
let me finish one more thought though, because I think I feel good about the swing kind of getting better as the days went along, but I feel just it's kind of crushing to see this many missed 5-footers, just again and again and again.
Because we've been there.
It's like, dude, at what point does this get fixed? And I think it's between the ears. At this point, like this has been an issue for too long for it to be mechanical when you have that many cameras, when you have Cameron McCormick making
Well,
David
not so much.
better. Like, no, I certainly
Not so
D-Lipsky.
much McCormick.
I actually have an interesting take on that too, but I'll let you touch on the putter.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed, I literally watched Spieth hit putts yesterday for 20 minutes from 10 feet away. It is incredible how much he decelerates. I never noticed that on camera.
Do you think it's a acceleration?
It is a complete deceleration through
Because
the ball.
I think he would claim that it's just a 1-to-1 ratio.
I completely disagree. That it stood out to me significantly. And also just how tight he grips the putter. Like
Not
like
loose.
most good putters grip the putter pretty loose.
Yeah.
He grips it extremely tight.
Gotta keep that face stable.
So
it's a mess.
I don't know.
That's not what I like to hear.
Me watching the putter today and yesterday, the question that came into my mind was, how did this stroke ever work? Obviously he's a professional golfer and I'm not, and it has worked. I do not want to hear anything from people talking about shitting on the forward press. I'm over that.
I agree.
Like that's what got him here.
Stupid.
But I do wonder
press.
how he was ever there with this stroke. I wonder it sometimes. But I don't want to hear anything about it being the forward press when probably two of the top 5 putters in history of golf for 2019 and 2015 Spieth.
I don't know if the forward press is as clean as it was at his peak, though.
Maybe not, but getting rid of the forward press is not the solution to this.
No, I agree. But you look in like 2019 forward press back through. I think it's sometimes forward press. Wait a second. Or
that's very true.
It's not as clean and fluid as it used to be, which obviously doesn't produce strokes that are as good.
That.
I think the forward press used to be now's the start of my putt. I'm getting everything set up, ready to go. And now it's like, I've done this for so long. It's a habit. And now, wait, my brain's telling me that I have to think about a bunch of other things, take it back, feel my left shoulder, like rotate this way, feel the right shoulder, rotate this way. And shoot, 2 miles an hour of wind got through my backstroke there, completely threw it off, face was wide open. Like, darn it, Mikey, like that's just tough. Anyway, I think it's the difference is just his brain is turned on in a way that's not fully just like imagining the ball taking ropes, and now it's like seeing that and then saying then imagining his putter like do what it needs to do, and there's just too much going on there.
Yeah,
at least from inside of.
And another thing I noticed from just being up close and like really seeing the movements that he makes, it is incredible how much more comfortable he looks over a wedge compared to a driver. When he swings a wedge,
Interesting.
it is the most fluid motion. When he swings a driver, his hands are so overlapped. It's absurd. I don't know if it's always been like that. I never really noticed it. But his hands are legitimate. The grip is legitimately like this. It's not like this. It's like this, legitimately. And it's really weird to see because when he swings a wedge, first of all, I tried doing it on the range. I have no clue how he does that finger sticking out, but that got him here too. So I'm not gonna question that. When he just puts down a ball and hits a wedge, it is the cleanest, purest sound. When he hits a driver, it looks uncomfortable. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and it doesn't go straight. So that's what I noticed yesterday. Now, clearly, he was struggling with the driver yesterday. I don't know if he was doing that today because I did not get to watch him at any drivers today. But
Well, and it's funny too because he drove it
yeah,
after Thursday at Spyglass, where I
you
think
could even say after Thursday, the front nine.
There it is. He was great.
Yeah.
Third in the field in 2 rounds at Pebble. Strokes
He's been-
gained off the tee. So
He's been driving
it's
it good for the last 12 months for the most part.
yeah, the
But
driver's been the best area of the game.
I agree
gained.
with Bob though. It doesn't always look comfortable. A lot of, hit the club on the ground, pull it. Like it's not like he takes a long time over it sometimes, and it's just like
Yeah.
you wish like a media member. Obviously, we have one this week, but Jordan's not talking. But Jordan talks a lot of weeks. Why do you stand over the ball for 20 seconds when you're about to hit a driver? Like that would be a good question to ask.
I'll be very
no.
honest. I struggle with that too. Like I've struggled with driving
But you're not a pro.
for over a year. I know, but it's incredible what happens when I literally like just stand up there and just hit it. Like
Whack it.
I would wonder what would happen if Jordan Spieth literally gave himself like a 5-second like it's 5 seconds to step off. I wonder if he gave himself a mentality like that.
Yeah. I want to really quickly push back on that just a hair because I do think watching him Friday was really good, right when he got in the rhythm, and then Saturday was good as well. And I don't think he actually stands over it for that long, especially when it's going smoothly. I think just the video you took, Bob, that you posted on Twitter,
Yeah.
that's brutal. That's like it used to be worse. Like 19, believe it or not, in 2019, 2020, it was a lot worse than what it was.
And it's hard to believe they can get worse in 19 seconds, but
yeah, no, exactly. And then of course the like look at like the heel or whatever. But I feel confident in the driver, and it's interesting you mentioned the like freedom with the wedges because those were just not good at Pebble.
They're
So
mentally really bad, man.
I mean, knowing speed, they'll probably hit it at every flag stick, but not be able to keep it on the face of the earth off the tee this week.
that is my full blown prediction.
It'll be a tee. It'll be a tee.
Every wedge to 10 feet, the putts are missed, and then followed up by an OB ball into the cactus, which doesn't get the Scott bounce.
Right.
The
Scotty Scheffler getting relief from a cactus somehow this week, like free drop, is going to be ridiculous.
Or the
Did you guys
immovable
listen
rock.
to the? You guys probably. So on the show I did today, it was with this guy named Ethan Schwager. It's called Sunrise with Schwags, and he has a segment at the end of everything with every new guest on his show. You add someone to the banned list, which is someone that he can never interview. And all of the people so far on this ban list are people like Karl Malone and just horrible human beings. And my addition was Scotty Scheffler.
Wow.
Because I was like, okay, it's got to be golf related, and I couldn't think of anyone that's playing this week, that is like a criminal. So I was like, okay,
Taylor Moore's
and Scotty
Taylor
just
Moore.
came to mind.
Taylor Moore.
Yeah, no, that's funny. That's a good idea, by the way, to have like a list of people that are. That's kind of a fun way to engage with guests.
Yeah. If we could get back to the wedges for just a second. When I was tracking, I mean, I know we all saw this, but like every single wedge, like scientifically on those pebble greens was going to spin back. This dude repeatedly, continually landed every every wedge short of the hole.
He tried to
And
skip it back there.
That will be a big problem this week because it's going to be softer than it has been recently. So if he decides to play everything one hop stop, he's going to shoot 5 over in the
it's
first
just gonna
round.
spin like it's just gonna spin back, and like he was acting shocked, like dude, if you're not gonna land it at the hole, it's just gonna get further away every
Well,
single
speaking
time.
to that, I'm just shocked at how I'm not saying he genuinely believes it. I think it's just something he's done since he was young.
He
He
might believe
genuinely
it.
refuses to blame himself in the moment, and we know this. I'm just shocked at how much he even exaggerates that on the putting green. He misses a 4-footer with a brutal lip out, and he looks at Michael and points to the grain. And it's just like,
Wind.
bro.
That's fantastic.
It's
More
just like,
accountability needs to be taken on the putts specifically.
what?
More accountability needs to be taken on the putts specifically.
Yeah,
I mean,
again, he missed
Like
3
4-footers,
straight
I mean.
4-footers
yeah, you
from
could
the
argue
same
he's
spot. You know the break. You're a professional.
yeah.
It's the stroke.
Yeah, it's not necessarily in this moment, but you could argue he's taking a little bit of accountability by putting a lot on
Yes,
Monday
but like
and
when I see him
Tuesday.
at Pebble, like looking at the water after a missed like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's like
The
oh shoot, the tide changed on me, right? Is it?
Pacific Ocean did not make you miss the putt, dude.
But no,
But we're
it's
hard on him. He practiced a lot yesterday. He was putting for a long time yesterday, and that was my biggest pause. He putted for a long time yesterday, so I appreciate that. Because
I
the
was
coolest.
thinking, go
You
ahead,
got
go
it.
ahead.
You got it.
Okay, I was just gonna say I was thinking that like golf's such a game of weird like switches. Like you hear the Monday qualifiers who have missed 12 cuts in a row. They Monday cue by shooting 8 under and then they finish T15 or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you hear about that guy who gets the first round lead after missing 9 of his last 10 cuts. Like if it was anybody other than Spieth missing a bunch of 5-footers, I low key might just slap a 5 on them to win the tournament because it's like they're gonna figure it out. It's gonna work out. But
Yeah.
because this has been such a consistent like
Well,
theme.
we talked about that 2 years ago about how we were like, why couldn't Jordan Spieth have a Keegan Bradley putting performance just once in between 2017 and 2021?
Yeah.
But the thing that's so cool about having someone at the event, like when Jordan was at the playoff event, or like me being here this week, is there's so much that goes on Monday through Wednesday that we don't see that I think is really cool. Being there to see, um, who knows how much he putted at Pebble last week on Tuesday night? Like we don't know. And there's never going to be coverage of that. So having someone there is pretty cool. I love seeing or being told from a follower or when Jordan's there. It's really helpful to know like what he's doing throughout the week. Um, it's yeah, I like that aspect of it a lot, having someone on the grounds for sure.
It's really cool. No, I think that's one of the things, like obviously the original Tiger Tracker, who is no longer, a Golf Channel employee or whatever's going on there. I mean, you knew everything, what was happening on like I get it's Tiger Woods, but like it'd just be so cool if we, assembled like a person at every single tour stop Jordan plays or something like that, goes out Tuesday and just try and get as much knowledge as possible. Because yeah, I mean, I love going to tournaments, but the tournament days are cool, but the practice days are kind of even cooler. You really get more of a, up close look at what's going on behind the scenes, what's being worked on. And that's where, I mean, like Golf Channel does a phenomenal job with like live from. They really do a really good job on that show, just showing you like what goes on in the build up to the major championship. And it's a really cool experience.
Yeah. Um, I I just love having it be so. Sometimes it's kind of cool, just also being there is seeing how normal. Like we look at the PJ Tour players as people we watch on our as essentially TV characters because we watch them on our TV every week. Like it's cool how they're actually people. Um, like like I just walked by Wyndham today eating lunch, and I just inherently just say congratulations, and he was like, "Oh, thanks, man." Like it's just like just little stuff like that. It's just like it's weird that like I'm sitting at a lunch table in the clubhouse and it's me, Dan Rappaport, and like Wyndham Clark in the same like building. It's just like it's weird that they're all like people as well. And Dan, you weren't here when I talked about Rappaport, but yeah, we've had some. We our goal, me, Ben Paris, and Ethan Schwager, we're the team. It's basically there all week this week, and our goal is to somehow get so Ben Paris. He's like the guy who's really he's like the head guy. He has a podcast himself. It's called the Ben Paris Show. He likes to do like 20-minute episodes with guests. And he wants to get Dan Rappaport on for 10 minutes so that we can, after all the hype up, after all the, oh, Dan, big fans, we want to genuinely ask him to explain the cut because of his whole full swing claim to fame.
Yeah.
And because they've had so many run-ins with Dan Rappaport and they've had so many good ones and so many bad ones that we feel like his response to that, whether he takes it with a sense of humor or whether he is like an asshole about it, like that'll really give us like our full stance on where he is. So I'm hoping that we can get that tomorrow, but we will see.
He's a smart guy. I know we were talking about him earlier, and we
He
go into
is.
he went to Northwestern, which
Yeah.
I'm like pretty sure is like one of the best like
Yeah.
sports journalism schools in the country. So I mean, he's a smart dude.
Oh, definitely, definitely. But yeah, Ben asked him today, how's it what is it like genuinely? Like what does it feel like to be like really like kind of disliked by a lot of golf Twitter, like in terms of like joining Barstool? Like a lot of people didn't like that move. What are your thoughts on that? He's like, oh well, it's interesting for sure, but you just kind of you have the people that like you and you have the people that don't. He basically touched to the point that there are people that stopped listening for me, but he also brought some people as well. So he
Yeah.
kind of just rides on that.
Yeah.
So
To that point, like take, you've got 4 more years of it, but really like take advantage of the media access you get because
oh yeah.
like when I was at the Rose Bowl, having media access to all that stuff is absurd. All the people that you meet, like the people who write these massive preview articles for the game, they're just like dudes. Like I got to talk to Chris Fowler, that was sick. I mean, it's
Oh, I'm completely eating it up. Like completely.
yeah, and you should be. So that's awesome. And I'm
You
glad you're
got
taking
yeah.
advantage of
Yeah, I
all that.
genuinely like I genuinely realize that this is like what I like this is the crowd of people in the profession that I genuinely like would like to be in my future. Like next year, I'll probably be someone who is on like the Radio Road team, and I probably will end up just coming back here. I don't really have an interest of going and talking football for 6 days, and I have much more of an interest of talking golf.
You don't want to
Um,
talk ASU football?
Well, if I went to the Super Bowl, it would be Super Bowl talk. But the difference is you don't get into the Super Bowl, actually. You just get to go to the Super Bowl for 6 days.
That's still
Um,
pretty cool though.
it's still pretty cool, but same week as Waste Management, I think I'd probably choose
That's
this.
true. That is true.
Maybe one year. I'll have to
Maybe
think
then
about that.
maybe Tua Tagovailoa leads the Dolphins to the Super Bowl next year.
That would definitely change things. I won't be too but maybe Kirk. Maybe Kirk comes by. But yeah, no, I've fully taken advantage of it. I never really understood how things worked. Um, yeah, I've never really understood like just how like I don't understand how these people do it every week. Like I'm exhausted. I am like I went to the US Open for 7 days, but I did not like I was not doing all this stuff. I was not going from watching Spieth to having to set up an entire radio show. Like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's I'm completely exhausted. It's Tuesday night, and I have two straight like 5:30 wake ups the next 2 days because we're trying to get an interview with someone. I'm not gonna say it. I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I told Jordan, and I'm sure I think I probably even put it in chat. So we got to be up early for that, and obviously Spieth's off really early Thursday. So like it's a lot of there's a lot that goes into this. They treat the media very well, I will say. Like they feed them free waters all week, free food all week, which is nice.
yeah.
We have a nice like center, like complete area. It's right next to the clubhouse. So like we get to so even like when we're walking out, like players will like walk by. Like Schwager and Ben, like they just had like a casual conversation with Peter Malnati today, which is pretty cool. And talking to Kevin Yu was also pretty cool just because he's an Arizona State grad and he's playing very, very good golf right now. So I mean, I would have thought like if you hear the name Kevin Yu, like we joked about him last week.
He
And
played
I
with
just said it.
Spieth.
But it was like funny because like you'd think he would be 110 to 1, and he's like 45 to 1 on FanDuel or something. Like he's got a chance this week, so it'll be cool to see because ASU players have historically played very well here. Rom finished top 10 here, I believe, as an ASU student, like while he was still on the team as an amateur. So ASU, like this is a very like the course that ASU plays is very TPC like. Good condition, pretty boring design. So it doesn't surprise me that a TPC course like this in the desert would fit ASU students. But yeah, I've fully taken advantage of everything I can so far, and I plan to do it throughout the week.
So, Ram destroyed this course. He's played it 8 times. He hasn't finished outside 16th in 8 tries.
Did he ever win
It's
it?
crazy. No, Ram never won it, but I mean he's dominated it in terms of just
There
consistency.
is a tweet that Nuclear posted earlier today about how that he didn't he said he was interviewing with someone and he talked about how he was very emotional about not being able to come back and having to watch this tournament on TV because I mean since he moved from Spain I believe he's lived in this area from what I know, so
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever known really any other part of the United States like home, so I believe this is like his hometown event that he's been coming to for a long time, so I'm sure. Again, we talked about this on the show. I don't want to talk about Live because I've talked about more Live than PGA Tour this week on shows, just because I've had to
Fair.
like explain to people the stuff. But like, so I think that eventually I don't see a world where um the tours aren't playing together again. I don't know how it will happen, but it's gonna happen eventually. I just think so. I'm most excited to see like Rom play these types of events again and just
Mickelson.
that's kind of what we're missing. Well, would Mickelson have qualified for this event?
That's a very fair. He's got lifetime membership, does he not? Well, he did have
I thought
lifetime
he
membership.
resigned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if they gave him like a C tier membership when he came back. Like they took away his lifetime, so he had to like Monday queue into events.
Oh, he
Like,
would never do that. He's won it. I was just looking though. He's won Phoenix Open twice. So,
Yeah,
he's big Scots. Did he go to ASU? His brother coached
Mickelson.
there, right?
Mickelson played here. Yeah,
Yeah. And his brother is, I think Tim coached there. He coached Rom, right?
Yeah.
That's the story.
I don't know that story, but I do know that ASU is a known live feeder.
Doesn't Mickelson
Six
have a
player.
course at ASU, or didn't he like design the facility or something like that?
Well, the facility today is at Papago Country Club. It's called the Bird. It's the best golf facility in the country. It's absurd. It's literally like a winter wonderland in there for golfers. You go through a gate and it's literally like a range with targets and it's with a mountain backdrop and then there's like a bunch of I think I was told there's 212 different shots from 50 to 100 yards you could hit.
Good lord.
So they just play a bunch of like mini like games. Like the ASU team is so good from 50 to 100 yards. Like that's just what they get so much practice in for that. And then they have like a 7-hole par 3 course.
Maybe
It's like
Spieth
it's an
should
absurd
stop by
facility.
there, 50 to 100.
But so yeah, Mickelson donated that, and another thing is actually like they're getting a lot of money pouring into ASU golf just because all of the ASU like alum who are playing on Live Tour are donating a lot of money just because they're making so much. Like
That's cool.
Puig has donated a ton of money and he stinks.
Who?
So David Puig.
Deep Weeg?
Yeah,
Puig?
it's actually called Puig. I was made aware of today. I thought it was Puig, but it's Puig.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's already donated like $500,000.
That's cool. I mean, I
Um,
guess if you're gonna get paid that much, you spread the
and
wealth.
and the golfer actually does. I mean, the golf coach actually does really like he's pretty pro live. Like he was wearing a Torquay hat in one of his recent videos at the Bird. Which might be why GCU's coach got to play in the pro am and he didn't, but we'll see. Yeah.
I was looking. Preston Summerhays goes there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Preston actually did get exemption. He chose to play in Hawaii though this week. So, um, he's played in this event before though. I don't think he'll struggle to get. He can probably. I mean, just with Boyd specifically, even if his career goes to crap, I'm sure he can get a sponsor's exemption here for the rest of his life if he wants it. But yeah. So it's definitely cool for you. Because I followed him last week just because I wanted to see if he was being Spieth, which he did.
He did he? Oh.
Yeah. But so yeah. That was cool. But yeah, I forget exactly where this conversation started. But
We're just chopping it up, man. This is such a cool week.
it is.
Really happy for you. It's just so sick. Like I was on your, I don't know if it was your personal Instagram or it was the Speed Legion Instagram earlier, and just to see you walking down the fairway,
Oh
like
yeah.
in the middle of the damn fairway, it's just peaceful. No one was out there. Like it's super
Yeah,
cool.
and literally you just put your so here. Let me show you. So basically,
Bob
if
goes to
you
gets
just
his
wear your
friends.
badge
We got the
in this
badge.
side facing out, no one will ask you a question.
Nice.
Like because they're all volunteers and they all don't give a crap.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, we were talking about this, I think maybe before Dan came on about how Bob shouldn't have any problem seeing Spieth play at all this week. I would
Yeah.
not want to be a marshal at this course. Or if you,
No.
because like, I mean, people are not going to listen. I can already see it now. Bob was saying a bunch of frat kids are like, they're just going to cross over and it's going to be,
Oh, it's gonna be good. So, but technically, so there's an M on this. There's an MP and G for media, practice, and grounds. So I get full access to the media center, the grounds, and the practice facility. So
MPG.
that's yeah.
I know MG is Mike Greller, so I'm just trying to figure out what the P is. So.
Oh, maybe his middle initial. Yes.
Patrick, Paul. Trying to think of other P names for Mr. Greller. But
Mm.
Greller was out there. He had his badge on, freaking scouting the course.
yeah.
Greller was out there in the worst of the conditions today. Just
The drizzle.
really,
The drizzle.
really reiterate. No, it like Greller was out there when it was like actually raining. So I mean, we
I wish I,
expect nothing less.
yeah,
That's an everyday occurrence for him. But
I wish when I was at the Open, because I saw him scouting as well. I don't freaking remember. Like, are there any other caddies that are like out there doing what he does?
no, because the players are usually there with the caddies.
That's a fair point.
But that also speaks to like just being out here. It's like cool, like it's cool to see like what goes on, like when there's no coverage. Like just seeing Growler, like Growler was just walking by himself on the back.
It's crazy too. I don't know if you maybe could catch up again with him tomorrow, but like I get Augusta's different. He does the same crap at Augusta, but like what? It's probably Spieth's like eighth or ninth time playing. Like I wonder what Michael's doing. Like you probably know the course, the ins and the outs now. So what specifically are you doing?
Well, you by rule you can't use any notes you got last year. That's not allowed. So you
Interesting.
can't like use the same greens book. You have to get a full new one, and you have to
Do the work
write.
against.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. I don't like that rule.
Yeah. I guess it's just like prior knowledge advantage. I think I agree. It's kind of stupid, but yeah, he was basically just like I from the sense I got was getting numbers from spots he thinks Spieth will be at, and then on the greens.
Posey and the cactus.
Actually, he did get a number from the church pews on 18.
There, oh, of course he did. At
So we'll see
least
if
for
he's
carrying the water if we're in the church
Yeah.
pews.
I was gonna say he should have walked 70 yards right because that's where that ball always ends up is
The
the
bailout.
the bank, yeah, the bank on the right or one of
Yeah.
those bunkers. It's just ridiculous.
Oh,
But
man.
basically, he was writing numbers in his book next to every pin. I'd guess he was basically to every pin, ranking like what's the worst miss to each pin. That's essentially what I would assume he was doing. like being like, okay, can't go long here. You can miss right, but it's not bad. It's not great. And then he was like, okay, short left is the best miss. Like I'm sure he was doing like something like that. He was definitely scouting the misses.
Makes sense. He works his
Um,
damn tail off, man. Jordan needs to win a big event soon. This is ridiculous, man.
does.
No caddy puts in more work, and Jordan just rewards them with, for the most part, just sadness and obviously
Mhm.
a nice paycheck, but no
Well,
big. We haven't gotten a big hug, on 18 green in a little while.
mhm. Well, he once again today was some drunk fan tried to walk under the ropes and give him a drink,
Who girl?
and he just cussed out the volunteer. He was like, "Do your job, man. Make sure these guys don't get inside the ropes." And it was so funny.
That's the alpha right there. Speaking of
And
griller,
that's not an exact quote. I don't know exactly what he said, but he was clearly furious um that the guy got in, I mean, he has a right to be. I mean, he's just trying to do his
he's
work.
doing
I'm
his
sure he
job,
doesn't
yeah.
want to be out there right now. I mean, yeah.
Doesn't know what
So,
that guy is playing off.
it was
Man.
nice. I mean, I'm sure you've gotten it too, Jordan. Like I've gotten plenty of death stares from Michael before in my life. Just through being close to Jordan so much.
Yeah. No, he's like, what are
Like,
you doing? That's kind of the
yeah,
vibe that I've always gotten.
yeah. But today he gave me like a smile, which was nice because I genuinely thought he thought I was like just a weirdo. But
Well, you are a
yeah.
weirdo.
But
That's
he's
your
just such an
Hey,
intimidating
we're,
figure.
we're doing our job. Yeah. He's,
Yeah.
doing our job exactly.
we're,
He's an
watching,
intimidating figure, man.
Speaking of Griller though, did you guys see the no laying up like 25-minute Q&A?
Yes.
I
So
have not.
I'm sure you learned the very important news that Griller shared in there.
Well, I'm anti no laying up, just to put that out
You
there.
gotta watch it though.
They
You
put a
have to watch it.
fatwa on me, so
That's fair.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
I'm at what is it about?
It's
What
20.
happened? Because
It's
I
like
won't be tuning in. You're gonna need to let me know everything.
you
I
gotta
boycotted that.
watch. Oh my God. It's a 25-minute Q&A of Spieth hitting balls. Greller's there, Spieth's there, and they're just throwing questions at him.
What's the Greller news?
I'm sure Dan heard it, right?
I mean, I'm not sure exactly what you're getting at, but he is
Greller he's a Michigan man. He's a Michigan Wolverine football fan.
welcome.
Welcome.
I
I mean, I'm sure he was there before I was, but
okay.
Uh,
He's Michigan.
we got to share. Me and Greller got to
No,
share
but
a national title this year.
he didn't go there. So like he didn't I'm kind of curious why he's a Michigan
Maize and blue,
fan.
baby.
Oh,
But
so we didn't go there?
no, I'm like 99% sure Greller
Where'd he
If he
did not
go?
went to
there.
Michigan, I would 100% know that, and that would be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if he was still carrying Jordan Spieth's ass around with a Michigan degree, I'd be pretty disappointed in Mr. Greller.
According to National Club Golfer,
I don't.
Greller went to George Fox University,
Okay.
where he
Dan, I'd
had
be
a
very
master's of
disappointed if you
arts.
end up carrying his coattails.
Where's George Fox? Is it in Michigan?
I don't know. Probably in Washington,
It's
man.
in
Probably
Oregon.
just a local school.
in
Yeah,
Oregon.
probably just a
But
local.
so the other Greller news that was in the video. So they asked Greller, when is the time you've most been mad at Jordan?
Oh, this is crazy.
And then Greller says it wasn't on the golf course, or he didn't say that, but he said, so the moment is 2017 Pebble Beach. Jordan's playing Spyglass and he shoots 65. And so Spyglass and Pebble. Have you been there, Bob? I know you said you have family that like
No,
goes
I
there,
can't,
but
and I so should have. I've had to explain the story of like my family's connections to Pebble and the Memorial a lot this week, and every time it's more crazy that I haven't gotten to Pebble.
yeah, that's
Because
tough.
between Jake Owen's caddy offering me tickets and this, I've had so many chances to do it. It's not like it's in the middle of finals week like the Memorial.
Yeah, that's fair. But so
I got to get there next year, even though it makes it even harder this year to justify it just because of it being the week before or after the Waste Management. But I'm gonna have to do it. I have to.
yeah, so basically, so Spyglass and Pebble, they're like a short drive away from each other. Like you can't walk to them. So Spieth is getting in a car, shot 65 at Spyglass before kids. So Greller's got his wife. It's Greller, his wife, and Spieth. So his wife is in the front seat. Jordan's driving, stops the car because like some door was open. So Greller gets out. Spieth drives away, leaves Greller behind. Greller runs 100 yards to the car. Then Spieth starts driving again, doesn't come back. Greller is stranded out there with Spieth and the wife, with Greller, Spieth with Greller's wife in the car, gone. Greller is out
Yeah.
there, no phone or anything, and he says he starts hitchhiking to get a ride back because Spieth just left them out there.
On purpose?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine if he did that today? I think Greller would just go home and say, I'm done.
As he should.
Like,
He should
or
go
you know what
home
he'd
after
say?
every wedge spun off the green this week.
Yeah, he'd say, I'm off the bag, and somebody would come call him. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That was a ridiculous story. It was hilarious though.
I was in
Yeah,
shock.
if you haven't seen the video and you don't have a fatwa put on you by no laying up, I recommend going to check it out. It's a good
I guess
25 minutes.
the vibes were so good back then that it's just like Greller is like,
Well, yeah, two-time major champ, and then became 3 that season. He actually won Pebble that week too. So
yeah, vibes
uh,
were a little higher.
much higher.
It was cool though. I know Bob's got the fatwa, but it was I learned some. I feel like like I'm a loser, and like I think all three of us kind of know the ins and outs of everything Spieth, but I actually learned something new watching that, which is really cool. And then Spieth, I think, said that Michigan plays Texas in Ann Arbor, and you'd probably know that. And
Yeah.
Greller and Spieth said they will both be in the building for that matchup next year,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's too bad I probably will not be here, but
It does kind of suck. Like you obviously just won a national championship, but some of the teams you guys play next year in Ann Arbor is
yeah,
just
no, we're gonna get blown out. Harbaugh's taking our whole staff. This is the epitome of like, oh yeah, I'd trade, 10 years of meh for a title.
yeah.
That's what we did.
I don't
So
think you guys will be meh.
uh,
Well, losing Jim is so tough.
losing Harbaugh's tough. Losing, a
Losing
quarterback.
McCarthy is an upgrade.
Like I'm
Who's
not
playing
I
quarterback?
yeah, we don't know. It might be Origin,
I
but
don't know who that is. Oh, Orgy, the
yeah, that
African
dude,
American guy, right?
yeah, that guy throws lasers on the field before the Rose Bowl. He just casually like crow hopped a 70-yard perfect spiral. Like I'm like from the goal line to the oppo 30.
You guys are losing everyone, man.
And it was
Quorum's
insane.
gone.
Form's
Zinter's
gone.
gone.
Yeah, Edwards is back. We still got some good guys, but like our D line coach just left and he was beloved. So I
The
don't
Ravens took one of your guys to be our secondary
piss
coach.
off.
Minter's gone. Mike McDonald probably be hiring a bunch of guys from Michigan.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. It is what it is. Sharon Moore is gonna have to battle, but um yeah, speaking of battle, we have a new go get that battle this year,
Yeah.
this season. It's obviously started a few weeks late. What, 4 weeks into the season? No, 5.
Well,
This is week number
Jordan's
6.
it's only his third start, so we wouldn't have had.
But Century, Sony, Amex, Farmers, Pebble. So we've missed out on 5. But if you did not see our tweet on Go Get That Pod on Twitter, we are going to be playing what Bob named Triple Double. I believe that's what you called it, correct?
Yeah, it's good name. Good
It
name.
is a
Stop
good
it on the
I
spot.
did like that name. I love
So
it.
it's very, for those who are familiar with One and Done, it is very much similar, except because this season's a little bit shorter and there's only 3 of us. Basically what's going to happen is we're going to pick 3 guys every week. And depending on where they finish, how much money they make, we'll stack it up similar to One and Done. But I guess the difference is we're picking 3 guys every week and we can only use the guys twice in a season. So, hopefully that makes sense. I know I've got my 3 guys. It was fun to kind of get back into data golf and go down their alleys of strokes gained numbers. But I'm kind of excited for this.
Yeah. I
I
have
am
an
as well.
idea of my 3 guys, but I don't have them locked in, so I will go last.
Well,
Dan, you're
if
gonna
you-
go first because I don't have mine either.
Okay.
I know.
Well, if you
I'm
guys-
actually super excited for the new format, but I had a doctor's appointment. I've been busy, so
Yes, let me read the rules. 1, you can only use a player twice. 2, you must pick 3 players a week. 3, And typically when you enter them, we'll just double check to make sure that the top two, or just that you haven't played the guy more than twice. 4, this is the key one. If play has started on Thursday and there is nobody in there, you will receive $0.
It's a miscut.
That is not, yes, miscuts are also $0. That is not changing. That's very much official, unless, of course, you mention it on the pod and just don't put it in there. But realistically, it should be in there. But yes, I will start with my 3 guys. It's interesting because Phoenix is not a signature event, so the purse is lower. So I didn't want to spend on the Spieths, even though some people are on him this week, or JT, even though it could be a JT week, or Scotty, because I think there's better places to use those guys. So I went back to one of my favorites, Kurt Kitayama. Interesting name.
Saw
But
him today.
he's played pretty well here. I think he's actually only played here once, but it was a top 25, and he actually flushed it at Pebble last week. And just didn't make any putts, but he putted well here last year. So I'm with him. JT Poston, I was talking about him a lot in some of our group chats earlier. He's like a top 20 machine right now. And a lot of it's due to the putter, which is interesting. And we'll see if that volatility comes back to bite me this week. But I don't know. I think he's Data Golf's number 12 ranked player in the world. Like he's doing something right. And he's producing. And then Hideki, he's won here twice. He's been healthy the past 5 weeks, so hopefully he makes it through this week. That's really my only concern there. Gained a stroke off the tee at Pebble, just putted horribly, but he'll bounce back. So those are my 3 guys for this week.
I like it. So I'm still trying to figure out 2 of my guys. I hate to be that dude. I'm gonna follow you with Poston. For kind of the same reasons, but also I didn't pick my names earlier because I was busy, but I was thinking about this as I was taking a walk. I'm gonna approach it kind of, try and probably save the big names for the bigger purses, which I think all 3 of us probably do. It just makes sense. And Poston just seems like a dude who's got it right now. And obviously, you can only use a guy twice. Not the crap on Poston. I don't know if he's going to have it 4 months from now. He's just playing super well right now, so I'll take Poston just to kind of, I guess, try and take advantage of what he's got going right now. I still need my other 2. Bob, do you have anyone yet?
I do. Give me 1 second real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
I think too, as we go along, as these guys think, we may produce some like go get that pod betting cards. I know obviously highly productive last season. I think maybe I was still in the green. I can't remember. But it was not great last year, but a lot of good values on top 20s I saw this week. Kitayama's at plus 260 for a top 20. Poston's plus 140. Hideki's plus 175. I also Kitayama top 40s at minus 120 if you want to, give him a little extra breathing room. Harris English plus 105, top 40. I feel like he's been playing better as of late. And Zach Johnson plus 240 to top 40 this week. He's made the cut the last 3 times he's been here. It's been a sweat. I think he was T35, T42, T43. So it's basically a 1-shot difference between that, which to me feels better than the odds that are given. So those are kind of some placement plans that I have. And then Fitz, Minwoo, and Poston all to make the cut at plus 130 seems like a decent sort of made cut parlay if you're looking for
another
cash.
good pick for this week that I loved. I just think it's terrible. He's the biggest underdog, which makes no sense. Nick Taylor plus 400 for top Canadian. There's only like 4. Hadwin stinks, first of all. Hughes is hit or miss. Connors might be a worse putter inside 3 feet than Spieth.
Honors hasn't popped at all lately, I feel.
That's a pretty nice little $400 plus 400 bet. But my three for this week,
I got my other two, so I hope we don't have the same.
I'm gonna start it off with someone that me picking him in this tournament will really speak to how I feel about him. I
Ooh.
won't be wasting him in the future. But I will be getting him out of the way now. And that's Mr. Dick Fowler. So I'll be using him this week.
That's smart to use Ricky early. I like that. Get him
It
out of
really
the way.
isn't like I don't even want to be tempted to use him later in the season. I don't want him to pop and me have to use him in a major and be like, oh yeah, this is sharp. I don't even want the temptation.
He was awful last week.
He's always played this event historically pretty well. He usually makes the cut again. He's my guy who I really just kind of want to make the cut. Like, just get me some money, right?
Get you a good 20 grand on the right foot. One quick thought on Fowler before you continue. It's hilarious. If you go to his data golf page, look at the Amex. He missed the cut there, but they only have one round. He lost 5.5 strokes putting in one round on the West course. It's absurd. I think it's the worst I've ever seen on there.
It's the jailbird, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
And then in Rom's words, it's a that is a putting competition.
He's in the field, right?
Yes. My second one, I'm gonna go to one of the two ASU Sun Devils in the field this week. Talked about him before, and that's Kevin Yu. The word on the street
he's playing good.
is that he has shot 60, 61, and 62 at this golf course in college. Not sure the truth of that. I've not heard any confirmations, but that is the word on the street when I was doing some research and talking to some people about him. So he's never played this event before. He's playing well. He's got 2 top 6s in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And again, it's really tough to take last week into account just because like it was only 3 rounds. I really don't know like how to read it. But I don't see myself using Kevin Yu again. So unless he turns to if he becomes the next big thing, I'm dropping Spieth for sure. Like I just like I'm on the Kevin Yu train for sure. But I just don't see me using him much this year, so I'm gonna get him out of the way. And the last one is someone who is probably the biggest definition of when the good's really good and when the bad's it's really bad. And that's Wyndham Clark, and he's popping right now. I think he could win again this week pretty easily. I think he's a pretty good pick this week. He's playing good golf, and he has some streaks upwards of 3-4 months that can get really bad. And I won't be using him then. So I'm going to get Wyndham Clark out of the way. I'm going to take him this week. I'm pretty confident I am almost certain he's going to get me a top 15. So thank you, Wyndham.
I respect it. I'm going to ride Team Hot Hand. Thankfully, we didn't pick any one of the same guys. So I'm going to go a guy that's not getting talked about a lot, but he just won. Mathieu Pavon.
Wait, I was going to pick him. I thought he's not even in the field, I thought.
Is he not in the field?
Yeah, he was going to be one of my picks if
I think he would.
I said a bad word. I said a
he-
bad word. All right, well, I'm still going to ride the hot hand with this guy. I'm going to go Bo Hostler.
Okay.
Bo's been playing good golf. Now I got to figure out.
So I was going to pick Pavon. So
Pavon's a loser, man.
Yeah.
That dude is
coming
going
off a
to
win in the top 3.
He is going to crap the bed the rest of the season, guaranteed. Oh man, so I'm going to go Bo. Bo's been playing really solid golf. He T14 at Pebble, T6 at Farmers. Played well in the fall. T14 here last year. He's not going to win, guarantee that. But I think for cash purposes, not a bad pick. Oh, stupid Pavone, man. Now I got to figure out who I went for the last guy. My apologies to the viewers for not doing my research. I feel like a terrible person.
Mark Hubbard's been playing well leading into this week. That was an interesting name that I saw kind of pop up.
Big Hubs.
Big Hubs. The Gala played well here. Could have easily won here last year.
Yeah, Thigala's a good pick. He was the last person on the range today in the pouring rain, by the way. Um,
I respect the effort. I will not be.
besides, actually, that's not true. JJ Spawn, was beating, those like the sacks of balls that you get at the range.
in the
Yeah.
field.
He was taking Spieth-esque hacks at that bag after a bad shot. So, he's not in a great spot
I
right
would
now.
advise to stay away from Spawn, JJ.
I was talking to the people that we were watching him on the range, and he just looked at me like I was literally the devil. And I could just tell by the way that he was hitting his golf shots that I probably was not the problem. But he's not in a good spot. Let's just say that.
It's it's not what I want to hear. Oh man, I'm still trying to.
This
figure
is
out
this
what
is Spawn,
third.
not Thigala. This is JJ,
Gotcha.
not Seth.
Oh my
Seth,
God.
look
Could
down.
I'm
always
not
go to
going Sahith.
could always
Oh,
go Aaron Rye. We'll be prepared for the wet weather on
oh
Thursday.
God, no, thank
No
you.
thanks. I'd
Oh,
rather
these
get
boys.
a $0 non-entry than have to root for Aaron. Rye.
Whatever. Is he in the field? If he's in the field,
Making a
I'm
lot of
going.
enemies on this
Who?
podcast.
All right,
man.
we're going Akshay.
Ooh.
Saw Akshay today. He was out there practicing.
He's got 3 top 15s in his last 3 starts.
Well, he's got more. He's played more golf than Speed this week. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. He's been playing half decent golf. I will be putting in more research, but I don't want to use a big name this early anyway.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny. We're all gonna be on Scotty the same week.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's the playing the two is interesting. But we'll see. I think this will be fun.
I think if
Obviously,
I can make one rule addition, I know I'm
Yes.
kind of on the spot here. I think for live guys, we can only use them once. So I can kind of see us
Yeah.
both using Brooks twice for 4
Oh, that's fair.
tournaments,
Yeah,
which seems a little iffy.
yeah, and Rom and like the majors.
Oh my God, Rom too. Yeah, we gotta do live guys probably only once then.
You can
Are you
only,
okay with that, Bob?
Yeah.
Alrighty, cool.
um,
I
but it's
totally
interesting
forgot
because next
Rom,
week
man.
at Riviera, $20 million purse because that's a signature, right? So
The big boys, yeah, be more big boy
it'll
oriented.
be, certainly won't be putting the HV3s of
We
the
could be
world.
using Mr. Woods.
Could. He will not be
Speaking
playing very much.
of Mr. Woods, we talked about today on the show that we did. How many people are coming to this event not knowing a single golfer besides Tiger Woods?
A lot of people.
Yeah, probably more than you might think.
Especially this tournament. Because I know there's a bunch of just dumb blonde sorority girls going Saturday that might not have even heard of Woods in general.
Yeah,
So
they probably know him by his proper name, Eldrick.
well, I would not. You're overestimating the sorority girls here at Arizona State. I think that's a little out of their
They don't know.
their
They
class
wouldn't know.
schedule.
They wouldn't know you.
What?
They wouldn't know you.
Like
Kevin,
as in me?
no
Oh,
Kevin.
KU. I'm sure they know Blue.
Oh, of course. I make my rounds.
Yeah.
KU will not be a known name around the Greek
Interesting.
village here at Arizona State.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That'll change when he's hosting the trophy on Sunday.
I don't think it will. I don't think
Well,
that would change anything.
maybe when he chugs a beer on Saturday.
That could appeal to their
Phenomenal
taste.
idea
Well,
for Katie.
I don't want to judge, but KU does not seem like the type to get down on a knee and chug a beer on 16 on Saturday. I don't think there are many guys. Is H. Higgs in the field?
Doubtful.
Does H. Higgs even have a card?
Also doubtful.
Oh no, Higgs.
Higgs is
That's
not
not-
even on the alternate list, so that's not
Oh
great.
no. What a downfall.
Your man freaking.
What about Jay Damon? He's got to be here
Yes,
because he was
he's
an
here.
alternate at Pebble.
Paul Barjon, 7th alternate.
Marjan. Who did there somebody who did Gangnam Style one year? Was um that was James Hahn.
It was James Hahn.
Oh my
Wow.
lord, I forgot that man even existed.
Simpler
Tim Live.
times.
James
you
James
remember-
Hahn birdieing 10 to lead the waste management
Yeah, I'm
killed
21.
my soul.
That was crazy. And then he promptly like splashed on 12, I think.
Well,
they're-
once Spieth was out of the picture, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. and then
He had to wait until Spieth dwindled.
Right. That's an excellent point, actually.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Because
He was prime Eldrick until then.
Yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
point. Well, hopefully this week that is not the case and it's a Spieth triumph by 10. But
If Spieth triumphs this week, I genuinely think there would be not a cooler event to watch him win at that's not a major in person.
I'm gonna have to
Like-
agree with that sentiment.
yeah. I mean, assuming
I just think him winning here would be so much better than me watching him win at the Travelers or watching him win at like the Northern Trust.
The only thing I could maybe compare is Memorial. Memorial would be cool. Shaking Jack's hand.
If he won Memorial, that would be better, I think. For me personally, just because of the connection I have to it.
I really want.
But
him
I
to
think
be
for
nice
your
and
normal
too.
fan, it would probably be still Waste Management.
Yeah. No, I
I'd
agree.
say
Yeah.
Bay Hill.
I mean, the place would erupt.
He's
Yeah.
probably one of the only names they might know.
Yeah. Because Rory doesn't play it.
Too soft.
Rory doesn't play Hawaii. Rory doesn't play the Waste Management. Like, he doesn't play Pebble most years. Like,
Well, he's going to Honda
going to
or
Cognizant.
Cognizant. Excuse me.
congrats on
But
the.
Rory has to rest up for PGA National. He's playing all the nationals before a national,
Wow.
where he will promptly snap hook one on 11.
Rory
on
turns
Thursday.
35 in 3 months.
You know, this is as we kind of wrap up here. I had a very sad thought that this Masters is coming up very soon. I'm very excited.
Oh, no, I know where this is going.
But if it's
This
not
is
a
very sad.
triumph for Jay Spieth, the next Masters will be the 10-year anniversary of Triumph. Like,
Do you know what's even
And
more
also,
sad
some
about
would
that?
say
depressing.
he's played in just about as many Masters as Masters he'll have competitively left.
That's true. And the
Yeah,
other sad
You
thing
could
is
argue he'll be halfway through his competitive Masters like tenure.
no player who's ever won 2 or more has had a gap as big as Spieth
Yeah.
from 1 to 2. So
Um,
history is against him.
Well, allegedly allegedly he only has one. I think
well,
we could
I personally remember him winning 3, but the
he
books
might
say
have 4, but my memory's not great. So
well,
somehow
Yeah.
Data Golf thinks that's not true, but I don't know. It's the only thing I don't trust them on.
the
Data Golf
official World Golf ranking says he only has 1, but we already know that that's bogus anyways. So
But yeah, if they don't count live, then
I'm gonna
Totally.
stick to my belief.
right. That's right. Well, that's crazy.
I was really hoping to see Mr. Porter this week. I've not seen him. I doubt he's even here. But
Apparently he's
Oh.
like 6'4". Like he's just a tall dude, and it's kind of funny.
who?
Porter,
He's
6'4".
6'4"?
That's like the word on the street.
He's a big dude, I
Oh,
think.
you want to know who's a short dude? Lynch.
Oh, I'm
Iman.
not surprised.
He is a short man.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think I've seen him like take a photo next to Brandel. And
I won't lie, Brandel is an alpha looking figure.
Yeah.
As much as I've did as much as I'd say there's a rare but 2 words saying that we have for some people that would fit him very, very well. But
Yeah.
he
People
definitely
guess
is
what
an
he is.
alpha figure. Very intimidating. Not someone you want to be on the bad side of. I still get enjoyment though, just thinking about him on air, uh, talking about the pros of live and the cons being bone saws and heads being chopped off. I still get enjoyment from that. He's like, well, all this is great, but there's murders and bone saws and chains.
Yeah. It's amazing what golf has come to in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, it has.
It's fantastic.
But my computer's about to die, and I need to go to bed so that I can be up to see Spieth hopefully keep the ball on the planet.
Yes.
As we know, we will not have the fortuitous bounces that Scotty will be getting, so we have to keep it in the grass. There won't be any desert playable lies for Spieth based on his recent luck. So we'll see.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I am.
So
Should be a good rest of the week.
Yeah. Until the Sunday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you then.
Live from the Waste Management, maybe even.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'll have my computer there, so never know.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Plan on it.
Let's plan on it.
Although the Super Bowl.
Screw that.
Who cares? I want both the teams to lose anyway, so.
Yes. Yes. Jordan, what would you like if, let's say, would you have gone to the Super Bowl if the Ravens went?
It's so
Were you like
expensive.
trying to?
It's so expensive this year.
Yeah. I know you and your dad love going on trips for that shit.
We do, but 20 grand's a lot of money.
The whole trip would have been
that's
about 20
Possibly more.
each.
No. Combined.
That's absurd.
I think that's probably on the low side too. Tickets for like 8 hotels on the strip are kind of impossible. You'd have to stay off the strip.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You could just try and get media credentials.
I'm sure that would have worked in.
Save yourself the $8,000 on tickets.
It's as easy
It's
as that.
impossible to get media credentials to the Super Bowl. Like all of my friends who are there through Blaze are just there for the 6 days and then have to leave.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Like the NFL is so lenient with who they give credentials to in normal weeks and the week leading up to the Super Bowl. They give nobody credentials for the Sunday of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be
It's crazy.
but it's not like Mahomes versus Purdy will be more important than Spieth triumph in the desert. So we're looking
Heck
forward to the
no.
live.
A Greller champagne shower. Oh,
Yes.
beautiful.
Hopefully not a champagne shower when we finish T3.
Oh my
But
God. I'm sure that'll just be a normal shower for Greller.
no,
And a possible
real.
foul ball
Spieth-
leaving the bag.
Spieth would be happy to celebrate the T3 a lot more than Rom would.
Yeah, I'm sure Sophie Spieth would be thrilled.
Mm.
Sammy Spieth would love it. And Annie
Well, they're
Spieth
sick,
would be
so.
so close to that purse. But
All right. Well, my computer's about to die. I think that's all we
yeah,
got.
we
today.
gotta wrap this thing up, man.
We'll see you guys
a
Sunday
long
night.
episode today. So, but yeah.
See you Sunday
All
night.
right.
All right, see you
Peace.
guys.
Peace.